Good morning, it's Andy Prothero and Llewellyn from PCR Global and Fit for Purpose. Just want to take a moment to talk about RAM's risk assessment and method statement. We're very fortunate to be involved in the reviewing of risk assessments and method statements, the developing of them with those who do the work, and also the delivery of training in risk assessment and method statement. So what am I trying to say? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg, isn't it? Well, you very often see people talk about what comes first, risk assessment and a method statement. But it's actually the task analysis, isn't it? If we think about that, we've got to look at what we are going to do. By looking at what we're going to do, the task analysis, the step-by-step way something is going to be done, then from that, we're going to be doing a risk assessment, identify the hazards, identify how people can be harmed, and look at the control measures. And that's a step-by-step, isn't it, when we're looking at it. So the scenario analysis should come before any one of them, really. And by doing that scenario analysis, as soon as you come across a hazard in a certain way of doing it, you're potentially going to change the way of doing it, and that becomes the method or the safe system of work. Now, we know that risk assessments are required by law, and they're required under a number of different pieces of regulation as well, regulations, but also as a safe system of work. Now, people will say method statements are not a legal requirement. The HSE will say that as well on their website, but a safe system of work is, and I don't differentiate too much between those. The method of doing something. Keep it simple, like Kosh. So if the method, when you're doing the method, you are decanting something on a table at chest height and that can spill, you need to change that. But you would have identified the hazards, then you would have changed the system of work, wouldn't you? So you should really be, your control measure is the training in how to do it right, which is the method. And that could be the same for a journey if you're in security, a journey management, going from one place to another place. If you're choosing to go down and you haven't risk or threat assessed a certain area, well, the method is wrong. And that's, well, now we're going to step back, aren't we, into the design. Because if we talk about construction, we could also be talking about design risk assessments that are going to be done in the design phase. There's two phases in construction, for CDM at least, and that's pre-construction and construction. And the pre-construction phase, that's when we're going to design safety into the activity. And that could be how you bring wood onto site. Do you cut it on site? Do you cut it off site? Do you have it brought, cut to size? The same for anything, isn't it? So we're ending up, all these things are linked. So you've got design risk assessment before any work, design security assessment, you're planning your security task. You are coming up with the safe method. So which came first, the risk assessment or the method statement? I would say the task analysis. When you're looking at people, equipment, environment, materials, how they're going to do it. So step by step through that, and that's going to give us the opportunity to identify the hazards that's within how we are going to expect people to do the job, or how we're going to tell them to do the job if we're designing safety into the activity. And that's really important. We currently deliver quite a few RAMS courses face-to-face, but due to requests by many organisations, we're now going to put that risk assessment and method statement course online. It's going to be part of Fit for Purpose. Here he comes. But then also it's going to be face-to-face as well, like we started doing lately. So you'll have access to the portal where you can learn about stuff. Then you're going to be in for a 3-hour risk assessment and method statement. Look at Llew. What is the hazards? The hazards is that he's going to find some buried services, isn't he? Right now, if the buried services is an issue, that should be in my construction phase plan. And if it's in the construction phase plan, it needs to be in the risk assessment. So those two, the method statement and risk assessment, they need to bounce off each other. That's the same with NEBOSH, isn't it? If you identify the hazard when you're doing your practical exam, if you're identifying something, then it needs to come through in the report, it needs to come through in the control measures, it needs to come through in how you're telling people to do things. It's the same thing. Risk assessment, method statement, which came first? The task analysis. That's it. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and when we can, we should be staying productive. Thanks for watching.